One of the things Raid does that's awkward with their client, the sound's probably going to turn off because I'm going to click off and do other things while I play, which is awkward, but you'll survive without the sound. So one of the Raid is a, look at that, we're killing this thing. Raid is a it's a team building, it's a gacha game. So like you open heroes and things through shards, through random purposes. The desktop client does not work on Linux. I'm actually streaming from a Windows setup for the first time today. So this is a big giant monster called the clan boss here at the end. A clan boss, and we have a few different Hoaglandia clans that we have grouped up together, and you kill this monster together every day, and everybody gets prizes when you kill through it. So you have a team defined Diablo-ish. So the game reminds me of Diablo in that you have characters that have skills, and your characters you equip with items, and you're building these RPG style characters. Good call. Let's get me off of there. Did you whale out in this game yet? Yeah, I've sent Raid a small pile of money. They've also sent me a small pile of money when I did a couple of sponsored streams, but I do play this game a lot and I enjoy it, so I've sent them a chunk of their money back. You play AFK in the PC. So you can, it does have an auto battle mode, which I'm actually going to toggle here in a second. So the way this game works is all of these, your skills, your more powerful skills have a cooldown on them. So when you get set up initially, the way the clan boss works is you kind of get them set up so your cooldowns line up, so that way when you have the computer battle it automatically, it uses your cooldowns in the right order. So for example, I have a hero, this hero gives a block debuffs bonus, and this hero also gives a block debuffs bonus, so I want to set them up so they stagger those while doing this fight, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and have this attack manually one more time. This also overlaps a bonus along with this. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit the auto button. So this game is like a half idle game. So some of your fights, once you get set up for them like this, you click the auto button and the computer plays through them for you. There's other parts where you're actively playing, but the part of the game that I enjoy is the team building aspect. You have lots of different champions in it, and you're like gearing them and picking different combinations of mastery trees to like maximize them to get through different dungeons and stuff. And this is a boss where eventually your team wipes out. So you can see over here the total damage counter. So I usually get to like turn 25 to 30 before it wipes my team out, and then combined the dozen and a half of us that are in the clan will team up to kill it throughout the course of the day. Unfortunately, when I click off of the game window, it turns the audio off, and unlike a lot of applications, it doesn't give me the option to have it playing. So while this plays, I'm gonna like chat and stuff too, but this fight lasts a few minutes. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and get like my YouTube videos formatted to publish here while I wait for this to come off, so that way people don't have to wait for the magic content to come off. Usually when I finish my stream for the day, I often fire this up and do a few things in it, and I figured since I'm on Windows with the native client, I could stream some of my wrap up while I do it, because some of the people in the subs Discord have been asking for that. So, my guys, we'll see here. Usually, I do like 15 million damage per key or so. Sometimes I had a good run this morning, got up to 23, but I think that was a little higher than usual. He's a big old ugly dude. He got like a mouth or something on his stomach. Rough number of enablers in the enchantment spell deck for constructed. No, it depends. It depends. Like things like, for example, having Omen of the Sea skew that too, because like Omen of the Sea lets you see extra cards each game. So like there really isn't a good like this is the number you should always hit or always not hit. You use your Frozen Banshee as food. She's such a beast. My Frozen Banshee usually does between like 8 and 12 million on her own in the Nightmare difficulty. Actually, just between Steel Skull and Frozen Banshee alone, usually I can max out debuffs on him. So the clan boss can only have up to 10 debuffs on him at a time. Wow, my defense up champion actually died first in that run. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so this run's like totally falling apart. Oh, I guess it is a green. It being green throws that off. Right, because the green alignment is good against my red ones. That makes sense, I guess. Well, that was actually a really bad run. Only did 13 million. These two died quickly. Yeah, and she only got up to like almost 6 million. Who's my attack down? Sentinel is my attack down. Yeah. Yeah, I like my clan boss team a lot. This is a low run because of the green, because it was green affinity and green's good against both my red guys, but that's fine. I think I only needed, yeah, that puts me to 51 million and you only need 39 to get the max prizes. So how this works is everybody hits it and deals some amount of damage, and then when it dies or when the days rolls over, you collect prizes based on how much damage you did. I've been farming the Ice Golem peak recently with my energy. I can finally auto stage 20. It's not a fast stage 20, but it's functional. Hey, sounds good, Percy. Thanks for the support. Do what you want. Sounds good. So in some of these dungeons, there's like waves of guys before you actually get through to the boss at the end. So it takes them a little bit to cut through the waves. Unlike hack and slash games like Diablo, the actual playing through some of the content is something that you do a little bit. You could do more of it if you want, but a lot of the actual game for Raid is like figuring out team compositions for things. The PvP aspect tends to have more actual, it matters what you do. Autoing in PvP is not good unless your team is way overpowered compared to what you're fighting against. Oh gosh, I have to tag. YouTube is apparently making people tag their videos if they have profanity in them or not now. I think pretty much all of my videos qualify as light use of profanity for the most part. It's probably accurate. Yeah, I agree, Zero Gamer. I'm kind of getting to the point where I have a deeper pool for doing more PvP stuff with more team compositions. That's definitely something I'm looking forward to getting to as I hit more things to 60 and have more gear too. Like I have a number of 60 champions, but like not all of them are geared well enough to do PvP. And you can see Allure died here, but Iron Fang always brings her back up. In fact, my Stag Knight isn't even 60 in this run, but between Sky Touch Shaman to heal and Iron Fang healing and bringing him back up, he's fine in this dungeon. Stag's gonna be one of my next 60s. Yeah, my Trunda is actually geared with my Trunda's actually geared with a stun set for PvP. So we'll probably do some PvP after this run finishes. After I do my YouTube videos. Thanks for the 25 months, Bash Gooder. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I've not played Summoner's War. It's the same genre as that though. I am far too invested both in time and dollars into this to play any other gacha game though. One of the folks in the subs Discord, I think he said he plays Summoner's War in addition to this. Let's get these YouTube VODs published, huh? We're running a Trunda, Valk, Apothecary comp as a speed. Is Valk very good in speed? Valk's a counterattack champ, right? I've been in. I'm not pressing anything. So this is it's a half idle game. So like parts of it is farming. And one of the things that you can optimize as you get deeper into the game too is like speeding up your runs. Like I'm just barely getting into like the end game parts of the content in this game. So like this is the highest stage of this dungeon that my team is currently fighting through. But it takes them like 7 to 8 minutes to clear it. Yeah, Allure here just like putting their turn meter down is great. So in my experience, I think my team has like a 95% clear rate here. Sometimes they fail. That's some small number that they fail. A lot of the actual like gameplay for this is a numbers game. You have like different gear sets that you're trying to min-max and optimize and meet certain requirements to make characters better. This fight takes forever because when this boss gets below a certain health, he revives the idiots. We have a name picked out, I believe, but I don't know if she's okay with me sharing it with the world yet. I'll have to ask Christy. Need to ask her. Sky Touch is really impressive in this fight because she puts block debuffs on, and both the Ice Golem and his minion on the right apply debuffs to your team, so it makes this fight much easier. I don't have random legendary champions lying around. Trunda and Blood Gorge are my two Legos. I spent a good chunk of money on Raid, but I mostly don't buy shards. Like, all of these champions are fully booked right now. When I whale in this game, I buy extra energy to grind with, or I buy skill tomes. And a lot of times the skill tomes come with energy. If you show up and you vote for Joe Biden, if Bernie Sanders was the closest thing you thought to someone that aligns with your values, Biden's the next after that. Not the same in many regards, but much closer than Trump's going to be. Zukix, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hooglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. It's super awkward that it doesn't have an option to keep the sound on, because like I wish I could like put this on my third monitor behind something else and then like have the sound pop off to let me know that the fight's over. Most games have a hey, keep playing sound while minimize checkbox. This one does not. Hey, thanks, Kicks. I assume you're probably one of my Magic regulars. If you are, I'm just kind of hanging out and chatting with folks in the years of watching. Yeah, thanks for the support. Oh, is my squad gonna die? We might lose this run. I wasn't paying too close attention when I was losing runs last night. Okay, so we got one revive up. It looks like Sky Touch Shaman might die here. Although if Iron Fang has his heals ready, okay, good. Double healers is busted, chat. This is the best game I've played on mobile for sure. Hey, awesome. We'd love to have you in the tournament this weekend. And then Stag Knight's currently dead here too, but I think the cooldown on Iron Fang's return to the ranks is like 4 or 5 turns. Yeah, so like there he's right back up. And then as soon as he heals him with 30%, Sky Touch Shaman just like immediately brings him back to full, and then Iron Fang keeps Sky Touch Shaman alive, which is excellent. And like that part of the game, like figuring out the combinations of champions that are good together in different situations is the interesting part of the game. Like, the actual playing through here and, like, watching your run be successful and good and getting items is, like, that's not why I'm playing it for the most part. Deck lists are due an hour before the tournament starts. Yeah, Iron Fang and Sky Touch. When I fused those, they increased my ability to push dungeons by a great deal. If you stick it on its own monitor and target the window to always on top, it may fix your sound problem. I have an always on top thing. No, toggling it to always on top doesn't change anything. You have to physically be focused in the window. Then you do a meta breakdown after the tournament. Yeah, probably. Might be something interesting. It's the first real piece of historic data that we're gonna have, right? Since Wizards doesn't share anything about the ladder. Am I surveying the skill level of entrance? No. There's no objective way to do that in Magic, really. I plan to pick the first couple rounds of feature matches based on how sweet the decks are. And honestly, I'll probably just pick all of the rounds based on how sweet the decks are, because people are going to get dropped from the tournament once they take their second loss. So people who aren't live to win the tournament won't be playing. Once you're no longer able to win the tournament, you'll be dropped. Everybody still playing will be able to win. What do you need to do to get someone to 60? 60 is a big grind. So the way championing, leveling, who's the champion on the right? It is a Allure. Allure is an epic champion that's very reasonable in most content spots. I actually use Allure as my nuker in my PvP comp as well, because her AoE attack can sleep people. Yay! Revive on death buff! Yay! You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. Yeah, just like Allure or Sky Touch Shaman plus Iron Fang, just like keep the squad going. They're so good. One of the things to watch out for in the fusion events that they do on occasion, the current fusion right now is just a meme. So like this doesn't apply to that one, but past fusion events, you fuse epics to fuse the legendary, and when they did the Rotos fusion a few months back, instead of fusing the legendary, I fused 3 of the different epics that were offered, and they were Sky Touched, Sentinel, and Iron Fang, which have been real good. They definitely fusing those epics, I think, helped me push through more content than having just one Rotos would have. Yeah, her A1 is good against Fire Knight too. That's great, Coons. What are those emotes? And he's down. Wow, that's a good shield. So one of the things too that I've learned as I've played more, like the reflex set as a whole isn't a very good item set, but like the stats on it tend to matter more than the set even. Like all 3 of these substats are really good. Shields always have a defense stat, and these kind of determine what else they can do as you level up the items. So for example, I play a lot of raid. Each of these anybody who's played this game will tell you how long it takes to get level 60 champions. I've got a lot of 60s at this point. Yeah, shield is really good. This is my Allure. Her stats are like really, really good. Yeah, almost 50,000 power. Have you seen the account content? I have seen the account content. Sorry, and I meant to answer your question from earlier. I don't know. I probably know enough at this point to do some account takeover type stuff. I think it's probably not unreasonable. Arena tokens are almost at maximum here. Usually I can kill anybody who's not on a speed comp. My current arena team, what is an account takeover? So if you look at account takeover videos, basically people log into an account and like look at what the person has done, and the person tells them like what content they're struggling to get through, and then they make recommendations for like how they should re-gear their champions or what champions they have unleveled that they should work on. So Trunda here, her A3 attacks all enemies and has a 70% chance to stun, and the gear I have on her has an 18% chance to stun. So she has a very high chance to stun them. So we'll drop these, drop the bombs. You can see I stunned 1, 2, 3 of their champions here. And then old Jingle Elf, his A3 hits everyone and reduces their turn meters, so it slows them down. And then these guys aren't getting turns next turn anyways because they're stunned. So we'll have Allure hit this guy and knock him out. I did say Jingle Elf. He's Jingle Hunter. I'll show you his attacks in a second. He's actually really funny. So his name is Jingle Hunter, and his attacks are Cold Snap, Jacked Frost, and Mistletoe. Which is just, it's very, very, very funny. He was one of their Christmas fusions last year, I think. His second attack is also great. If his second attack kills the thing it targets, it freezes the rest of their team. So like my PvP team is basically just like working to make sure they never get a turn. The way the PvP in this game works, I actually think is well done. The PvP is asynchronous. Yeah, I'm basically playing Nexus. So the way the PvP works is players set up a defense, and then you get pages of other players' defenses to scroll through. So you don't have to like sit here and wait for your opponent to make decisions, and I can like set my phone down in the middle of a PvP fight and like walk away and go help the kids. So all of these champions have colors too, and green champions are bad against blue champions. So I think I'm going to jump in here, and hopefully we'll be able to take them. And you can see here, my champions tend to be faster than theirs, and my fastest champion, Seeker, here, he increases the turn meter of the rest of my champions. So my guys are already close to going before theirs, and then when I hit this, the rest of them get way closer. So the yellow bar determines who goes next in turn meter order. Thanks for the 1.5 years, Mini Koopa. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm going to hit their Valk first because she put shields up on their things. Then we'll go ahead and drop bombs to see who we stun. We did not stun Valk or the Reanimator, which kind of sucks. Turn meter is huge for Arena. Speed is king here. So because I have 2 of them unstunned, I'm actually going to use Allure's A2 here, which hits everyone. And when it hits everyone, it has a chance to sleep them. So you can see here, the 2 that didn't get stunned just got slept. So they're just like not getting turns. And then we'll go ahead and we'll kill this one probably with Jack Frost, which freezes her. My arena team was the first thing I worked on in the game, and like I put dungeon secondary because I like PvPing people. I've been solidly in gold for the last few seasons, or gold 4. Some people, if their team isn't good enough, they do what's called D-ranking, which they leave one champion in here so you can beat them up because they're trying to like get to a lower tier so they can win more battles because their team's not good enough to play at the level they're at, or just because they want lots of easy fights. Allure is very good. She's good in the arena, and she's just good in lots of different content too. So this team might be a close fight for me, and it's gonna come down to, does their champion that increases their turn meter go faster than my champion that increases my turn meter? Because we both got champions that make our teams faster. So you can see here, their champion is almost there. Seeker, I love Seeker. So Seeker's A1 has a chance to provoke something. So I'm going to have him attack their speed lead here. And he also decreases their turn meter. So he didn't provoke there. The provoke debuff didn't work. But then we get to drop bombs. Also didn't hit on that. That's unfortunate. But we stunned the rest of them, so that's fine. I like my arena team. It's pretty good. Some of these might be tough. I don't know. A lot of the times I don't bother with the Arbiter comps. This champion too. This champion is real gross. He has a passive that freezes your stuff if you give them turn meters up. So like one of the parts of the PvP in this game is like learning which heroes you're good against and learning which heroes you're not good against. And then like skipping fighting the comps that you're not good against. So like I pretty much avoid Torment with my current hero comp. Yes, my current composition, speed comps don't beat this champion most of the time, because when you speed up your team, they like all get frozen. I might be able to beat this one. This gives their champions more resistance, which can make them harder to kill. The problem here is if I don't go before this guy, he puts block damage on their team. I can probably kill this guy before that happens, though. Let's find out. Yeah, their team is super slow. Yeah, sick. All right. So their block damage guy is not going to work. Yeah, looks good. Easy peasy. And probably pop this one if I go first. The power ratings here on the teams aren't always completely accurate, because like for example, if their lead is faster than mine, they might kill me before I get to take a turn. Hey, Mini Koopa. Support. I don't think I saw. Oh, it did. You have ruined me with this game, and I love it. Thanks, and here's your base of bucks. Thanks, Koopa. Alright, so I should have looked. I don't remember what this champion does. Hopefully it just dies before it matters. Yeah, stunned. Get out of here. Might be able to clear this one. So one of the things I like to do with my comp is when they have 2 red champions, rather than Trunda, I like to Stagnite, because then I have 2 greens to counter the reds. Sweet, we went before their Orbiter even. So Stagnite was one of my dungeon champions too, so he hits all of them with decreased attack and decreased defense. What tips would I have for someone who just started playing this? Hold your skill books. They're your most valuable resource in the game that's hardest to come by. Never down book champion. So never spend an epic skill tome on a rare champion, and never spend a legendary skill tome on an epic champion. My other piece of advice would be have fun. I've heard some people say they don't like the grind, and if you don't like the grind, like a big part of this game is grinding, it's probably just not the game for you. My Seeker is a monster. He's one of my favorite champions. He's at 170 something. He's at 270 something. He's at 271 speed. Plus I've got the Jingle Elf aura in the thing, and the rest of his stats are just like all absurd too. He's got like 3,000 attack, like almost 40,000 health, 2,000 armor. Yeah, like super reasonable with the speed lead. And he's just like look at him. He's ready to mess some people up right here. So I'm conserving this mission here because it gives me energy that I might want to cash in later on something. I can't do the next mission until the Spirit Keep opens, which doesn't happen until... When does the Spirit Keep open? Opens Thursday, which is Wednesday for me. So the Spirit Keep will open tonight for me, which is sick. Yeah, you should also hop in the subs Discord server and join one of the clans. Hooglandia raid clans are great. Right, I'm gonna go back to farming Ice Golem. How long did it take for me to get to this point in the game? Playing an incredibly unhealthy amount. I have been playing for 97 days. I've not missed a day logging in since I started playing. I play a lot. It's also a half idle game too. So like I said, like part of the reason why I was doing this while I was like, I published my YouTube videos already for tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for the day. We talked about things. We did the clan boss. We did this. I'm just gonna like sit here and run through this. I'm gonna get my decks ready for tomorrow. Yeah, the login rewards beyond 90 are really good. They're fantastic. How do you handle equipment? I feel like I spent through a bunch of content and now I have so much equipment to sort through. I feel overwhelmed. Do you have any advice? So the good piece of advice that lets you weed out a lot of equipment is flat stats tend to not be good. So things that aren't like attack percent or like HP percent, etc. The other thing is to know like the bottom pieces only have flat stats on their primary for everything except crit damage, so there's that asterisk as well. There's a lot of variance in what good items can be. Actually, you know what? I'll let this one run. I'm gonna do a couple of things, and I'll show you some of my gear to highlight what I mean after this run. So if you have a second to hang out, this fight's gonna take like six or 7 more minutes. I can show you some of the gear on my stuff. I could do my deck queue updates here still while this runs. It's so awkward that the sound turns off though. So awkward. So my 2 weak guys, both Allure and Stagnite, are squishy, so they die here, but the Fang Cleric should bring them back. Yeah, the new item filters were a big boon. All right, YouTube videos are all good to go. Jeff, if Blue Devotion comes up tomorrow, I wanted to make sure that you have free reign with whatever change you want to make. Yeah, definitely like a mush. And I always do that. I always take them for it, take a little thing. Does he give us quality of life improvements? Yeah. Yep. I am a little bit sad that they missed that, like, their battle pass has a delay between it. Like, I was excited for the next battle pass to start, and because, like, I've been done with the old pass for a while now, and I'm sad that there's going to be like a month delay between then and the next one. I muted myself, which is supposed to be 1.1. It's got happening to 1.15, which is supposed to be till next month. I don't know about you, but I'll not be buying levels. Yeah, I agree, Beansy. I bought the $40 pass last time that came with boosted levels, and you just, like, really did not need it. It was super easy to clear through all of them with how much I play. It was not worth the extra $15. I have a raid budget each month for the amount of money I'm willing to spend, and, like, I'll definitely take that $15 and buy something else with it. Yeah, Stag is real sweet. You came in semi-late and finished the past week's spirit. Yeah, especially if you paid for it and, like, did all the weeklies. It was, like, super clean. I really wish the sound would work so I could, like, stop looking at it. I could just, like, hear the fight going. It'd also be nice if I could, like, have the sound going while I click on other things. Oh, perfect. As a heads up, Mini Koopa, in Discord, you can change your display name per server. So if you wanted to change your display name on the server to Mini Koopa, you could, while leaving the core of your thing the same. I put the arena music on in the background. Yeah, I probably could. I'm pretty sure my computer can run both at the same time. It is a little bit. I'll have to pass that feedback along. I don't know if they have like feedback channels on their Discord server. I'm pretty sure they do. All right, so we did that. So before I sign off, someone asked if I could show them some of what I mean by good items. Who's someone that I like? So, there's a few different ways you want to think about items. Usually you want to identify like what your champion wants to do more than anything, and then put items in that direction. I might have to move my overlay elements here. Yeah, they're gonna be behind stuff. Let's put this down here, and then I was gonna hide Twitch chat. So this, for example, my Seeker, when we look through him, his goal is to just speed lead my team in the arena. His goal is to like go first so he can up everything else on my team. So if you look at all of his items, in addition to having all speed set on him, all of my substats also have speed on them. So like every single item on him not only has speed in the speed set, but it also has speed on him. Speed in the substats, where this one's boots are primary stat speed. All right, so this one, for example, I see Wargy's post. You need to look at the card. I can't pull cards up. That's adorable. Allure is one. Allure is a build that's a little bit more interesting to look at compared to something like Seeker, where I'm just trying to max speed. And part of that reason is because of her kit. So the different abilities that champions have dictate... Oh, she's not max booked, is she? Maybe I'll put 2 more books into her. I use her everywhere. I should probably put 2 more books into her and get the last 5% damages. I think I just booked to the cooldown on this one. And the buffs. Alright, sorry. Do not be distracted. Her Psychic Whip on her first attack decreases the target's turn meter if her attack is critical. So like when you're building a champion like Allure, the thing you want to try and max out is your goal is to get your crit rate to 100, so that way her A1 also reduces. Then your secondary goals, once you max your crit rate, is you want to max your crit damage as much as you can, because you're obviously critting, so that way you do extra damage here, so you get bonus on that. And then your other goal is you need accuracy, because accuracy is what lets you actually apply the debuffs that she puts on. That's a lot of wasted crit rate. Yeah, her gloves are crit rate, right? Yeah, I've got crit rate gloves on her, which gives a little bit extra to spew. And I haven't had the currency. All of her items are 6 stars, so like it costs a pretty significant amount of currency to swap them around. So I'm actually over, this is over about, it's not that much wasted crit rate, right? It's like, it's an extra, what, 12%? And actually, so her crit rate's got 7 wasted percent, and I actually, because her crit rate was over, I actually gave her +5 attack on her masteries when I could go +5%. So I could technically pull 12% crit rate off her if I redo her masteries. So like, I could maybe swap this shield out with a lower crit rate shield perhaps if I had one. But like, I also have her built while getting all the set bonuses, which is nice, so I don't mind spewing a little bit of crit rate for that reason. Like, for example, Royal Guard here, he's at exactly 100% crit rate, which is just like, just perfect. But you'll notice if you look at my sets here, in order to get him to that 100% crit rate, I gave up having a 3rd set. So like I have a one-off Savage chest piece because it gives 19% crit rate, and I have a one-off Speed Shield because it gives 23% crit rate. So like and this is the part of the game that I actually find really interesting as you progress and have more things. There's all these different combinations of stats on your items that you have to think about as you build your characters out, depending on what they want to be doing, depending on what their skills are or what their role is with those skills, where you're using them. Now, Tongzi had asked, how do you evaluate items? So we just farmed the Ice Golem a few times so we can look at filter to new and like look at which of these are worth keeping. So this crit rate weapon, I should move my face now. this crit rate weapon, this is an example of an excellent weapon. It's not 6 stars, which is unfortunate, but it's got 3 good substats on it. Speed, crit rate, and accuracy are all good. This shield is not epic or legendary, but it's got crit rate and crit damage on a crit rate shield. So like these 2 pieces are probably the start of my next 100% crit rate character that I build out. The difference in rarity on the items dictates how many substats they start with. So a legendary item has 4 substats to start. Let's find an example of a bad thing. So like Cursed, this is an example of, this set isn't good, but HP percent is okay, and crit rate and crit damage are also okay. This item's kind of borderline because you often want your HP, you often want your boots to be speed. I did not get them during the stream. So this is an example of an item that's probably borderline and I'm probably going to sell here. So Taunting Set isn't very good. Resistance is kind of a mediocre substat, and it's only 5 stars in rare, so I'm going to sell that one. Gloves. One of the kind of golden rules of items in this game is flat stats tend to be bad for things that could have percentages. So even though this is 6 stars and has 2 okay substats, it's not really an item I want because defense flat is much worse than having defense percentage. So like defense percentage stuff goes up to 60% defense bonus. And even if I look at like Royal Guard here, who's kind of squishy, a 60% defense bonus on him is what? 771 times 0.6 is 400 defense. Whereas the flat stat item, oh no, did I lose my filter now? I lost my filter, that's sad. They're not just studio, so I'm gonna have to go dig through for those. And actually, the filters here I can filter for. This is a good example of an item that kind of sucks. Resistance isn't good. Defense is a bad substat. Attack is okay, but like I think I have a few immortal pieces. If I scroll down to immortal and looks, I'll probably sell that one. Yeah, I have a few good immortal pieces. Yeah, so like this attack piece is speed and accuracy. This one has 2 bad substats, so I'm gonna sell the one with the bad substats. I was voting in Wisconsin yesterday and having our man withdrawn today. I'm glad I have your bids for the walls. Thanks for the 23-month scoop step. What's going on, oldest son?
Well,
this is a flat attack. It's got speed and crit damage. Probably get rid of it. Yeah, it's only 5 stars, so definitely gonna sell it. I might hold on to these and keep the idea of like using these on something at some point. My items filters, my items not anywhere near full.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? You wanna watch something in the basement?
Yeah.
Okay, Daddy's just about to sign off. I'll be out in just a second, okay? So yeah, so in general, the golden rule is tend to avoid flat statted stuff and then look at the substats past that. So like, for example, these crit rate gloves are actually, these crit damage gloves are actually kind of medium. If you look at the substats, it actually has 3 flat stats. Accuracy only comes in flat, so it's fine, but like HP, attack, and defense all being flat is kind of bad, but I'm mainly using them for the primary stat, and accuracy is also useful, so I rolled these up, even though the substats aren't that great. It's really hard to get like perfect equipment in this game, so even though there's rules of thumb to like weigh out which ones are kind of better or worse based on flat stats, in general, even your good champions are going to end up with some imperfect gear on them. Although this guy's got a lot of decent gear on him. These gloves on the substats on these. They're 6 stars. They have crit damage, so. Alright, that's it for me today, folks. I'll catch all of you around later. I'm going to hit one more ad roll on my way out the door. And I'll be back again tomorrow morning with some magic. Thanks for hanging out. And everybody, I'll see you on the Discord channel, hopefully. These folks are great. Buy their stuff. But it's easy to get perfect gear. Yeah, exactly. In fact, the fact that the gear is imperfect makes the problems that you're solving and building your characters more interesting, in my opinion.